I'm gonna get demonetized for this one. I already know, but good vibe or it doesn't matter because this is an actual real human subject that should be talked about, and it's about what to do when you are too horny, but also what happens and what happens to your emotions physically, and hopefully we're gonna share a few bullet points, a few tips of what can help regulate your emotions during this time. That's really the intention of this video. Now, let's just be honest, fam. This is something that happens to everyone. You're not alone. I think it's obvious to say that as humans, we have this innate wanting in our being to create more humans. Like, that's just how it is. And it's okay. It's natural. All animals have this this emotion. Okay, with that being said, society kind of like perverted it in some way where it's not even like you can't even talk about it without it being taboo. And I just don't really, I don't know, man. I feel like you need to be able to talk about it in order for healthy connection and neural connections to be made. It needs to be something that, in a healthy and holistic way, is seen as a part of the whole human experience and is as valid as any other emotion like anger, pain, sadness. Except, of course, this one you're like, aroused. So, with that being said, what happens? What should we keep note of? Honestly, when these situations come through and we're kind of wondering like, what should we do? Well, I guess I wanted to share a little bit, and we'll start with the emotional side, okay? The emotions, because that's really where we see it, okay? We see these emotions, and I'm pretty sure most people associate um that feeling, you know, of arousal as the emotional state that you feel. You feel a certain emotion. And then, of course, that goes on to the physical. It affects the physical, the hormones that are being produced in the body. And what's this about observation right here? Well, it's so important to be able to come from a place of observation, just like with any other emotions, to see them for what they are, a fleeting moment in time, and an experience that is temporary, that is allowing you to just be whatever you are. So, yeah, I feel like there's a lot of shame again surrounding this topic due to its sensitivity, as it should be discussed in a sacred and, in a way that you're really honoring the sensitive nature of this emotion. Yeah, I'm talking about this on Tuesday because that's the tea, my friend. That's the tea. We like to talk about the sacral chakra things. And I think it's important to be able to honor your sexual expression and honor these emotions when they come up. It's there's so much shame and guilt around this energy that it's like it's a lot. There's a lot. And I trust that if you're watching this, and there's probably some blockages that you're working through surrounding this energy, as that's the only reason you'd be attracted to a video like this, fam. So let me give you some words of encouragement and advice. When you are feeling these energies and emotions, allow yourself to be present and observe them. See how you feel. Be aware of what thoughts you think. And if you joined yesterday's Mindset Monday when we talked about planting seeds, and I specifically talked about getting over porn addiction, it's so important for you to allow yourself to kind of be removed in a little bit of the way when you feel like this emotion is overtaking you. You need to be aware of when you have control of your emotions and when you feel like it's okay to release that control. There has to be clear communication within your being, within your physical being, within your heart and mind for it to be considered sacred, because if not, it's just blah, 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 blah. Okay. And it kind of like as humans, it happens already, right? Like you just need to allow yourself to have that boundary with, okay, when is it okay for me to allow this emotion to have that full expression? Is it safe? When can I really allow that seed to be planted and for the fruits for it to be healthy and be abundant in life instead of draining your life force energy. And that's really the question that we want to ask here when we feel these things, because society is made in such a way where they use sex so much to sell that it becomes shameful to even mention it in a way that is actually like, hey, hold on a second, like this is our life force that we're talking about in its purest and rawest form. We need to inform ourselves. We need to be well informed on where's this energy going. Looking at porn and watching a lot of the superficial stuff surrounding that create these emotions of horniness are actually because they know how your body works and how your mind works, sometimes more than you. And okay, here I am. I'm getting a bit into the energies, and it's so important for us to be aware of what we're paying attention to, and being aware that there is an agenda out there that wants you to feel these emotions because you will act upon those emotions. And a lot of the times, and this is very well known in marketing, emotions sell. So be aware of how you are using this energy, and specifically when you are feeling aroused, what is arousing you? Where's that sourcing from? What is the actual intention do you feel behind what you are looking at? Because those are the seeds that you're going to plant. It's beautiful that you have the opportunity to be aware of this and to choose and to just, allow yourself to express this energy in a way where you don't have to feel shameful. It's something that, even children know. We live in a world where we tell children this is wrong, even though this is how they came into the world. And it just doesn't make sense, and I think it manifests so many other problems that we see in humanity. And again, I'm sharing this in a very PG-13 way because I don't want to get demonetized, but I also think that kids go through this too, right? Like puberty hits and things just go. So being aware that there are different agendas out there that will look to use this energy in maybe not the best way. And Good Viber, we're out here for the love, light, joy, and peace to bring that presently to humanity and to the world. And so you just respecting your energy, respecting the life force dwelling in you and how it is being expressed, even just acknowledging your triggers and honoring them and leveraging them so that you can more you could say more strengthen your inner being and the creation force within you in a positive and impactful way. I think that's, ultimately what we all want, right? Some version of that anyways. So yeah, I do hope that this video kind of gave you some food for thought. It's not meant to shame you in any one way when it comes to feeling horny or anything like that, but it's here more to acknowledge and educate and remind you that this is something all humans feel. And it is nothing to be ashamed about, but it is something that you should be aware of what triggers this kind of emotional response. What do you do physically, and is that actually providing you with more energy or is it draining you? As well as just observe it, just being aware, just observing this. That's all I ask. Just be aware what triggers those emotions, what actions or physical actions cause those kind of triggers, or what that trigger looks like physically, and as well as just observe what happens, observe what goes on from beginning to end, from that trigger being triggered where you feel, oh, now I feel that emotional state of arousal, to the actions, to the end math. Really pay attention and observe how you feel afterwards, because my friend, if it is not something that is replenishing, if it's not something, then you didn't spend your life force energy, I'm sorry, in the way that possibly would give you more life. And that's an easy roundabout way of saying that you're slowly killing yourself. Okay, so it's okay, we've all been there, but just observe, be aware, and the more patience you have with yourself as you observe, the more you will see a shift in your behavior. in your emotional state. And I promise you that it will be more pleasurable because you have this emotional control, that you are not triggered when you see a pair of boobies on the internet, because guess what? You have the emotional capacity to control and monitor your being, and you can observe what's going on without getting sucked into it. So yeah, again, I'll probably not get monetize this one, but that's okay. That's not the purpose. The purpose was just to be like, hey, we're all human. It's okay. I hope that this helped you in some way, and let me know if you would like me to talk about this more. It's always a little bit weird to talk about, but also I know that that's kind of deconditioning of the collective mind. So yeah, I thank you and I appreciate you. I feel like going on a rant about just no good viber that I have done a lot of research in terms of interviewing many people surrounding this topic, and it is something that is pretty near and dear to my heart because I feel like we pervert the purity of our own sexual expression, which is one of the purest forms of human connection and imagination. And it's so important to just bring that back for the future generations and, your experience here on Earth. So, yeah, I'm not going to go on too much. I hope that this helped, and namaste. God bless.